Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer. Welcome back to European Truck Simulator 2, and welcome to Helsinki, Finland. We're about to make our trip across the fjord. What are we calling that? What are we calling this? Is it a fjord? It's bigger than a fjord. It's a sea, is it not? What is this? What is this right here? I thought this was the Baltic Sea. I don't know, man. Could be a fjord. It's pretty big. Pretty big. We're gonna head down to Balvi in Latvia. Oh man, I'm not up on my, you know what, it gives it to you here. Latvia. Yeah, I was right. It's funny that it gives you the names here in the cargo market but not on the map. Huh. Well, so it goes. Anyway, we're heading down to Balvi in Latvia, and we did swap out our VAK B slider for this Knapen trailer. Knapen, Knapen. So many names. Let's get rolling. I think we're going to sleep on the crossing. Well, I know we're going to sleep on the crossing. We need to sleep within about 6 or 7 hours, I think. And that's where we're headed out right there. We need to sleep within about 6 or 7 hours. And I don't think it'll take us very long to get to the port. And then from there, we'll sleep on that crossing, and then we'll see where we need to sleep again on the other side. We may be able to do this. It's not terribly far. We may be able to do this in one trip. If not, you know what? We'll do it in two. Right there. Right there. We're good over there. We're good over there. Right. Here we go. So how's everybody doing? Monday for you, Sunday for me. It's the end of my week. It's the beginning of your week. This was a pretty good week for me. Yesterday, Saturday, very unexpectedly, I found a fantastic map for Farming Simulator for FS19 that it's sort of the map that I've been looking for. It sort of is, yeah, I can say that. So I'm really pleased about that. And also, iRacing has been going really, really well. Don't worry, I'm not going to talk about iRacing. I know I talk about iRacing a lot, but I'm not going to talk about iRacing other than to say that career mode is going really, really well. And the thing about iRacing is, it's sort of all career mode. Like you're in career mode whether you want to be in it or not. It's tracking your career. It's building it, whether you're trying to do anything with it or not. So best to be about your business. So that's going good. I woke up today, Sunday. For some reason, I thought it was Friday. You know, you're kind of lying in bed, just woke up, you know, thinking about what you're going to do next. And for some reason, I thought it was Friday, and I had my Friday sort of all planned out. You know, and then it's like, okay, here we go. Let's get a cup of coffee going and get our day started. And then I realized it's not Friday. It's Sunday. So that was not a letdown, but a bit of a, okay. I suppose we'll need to retool. And it's just been, yesterday was really off for me. I was, fuck. All right. Let's see, I don't want to back up because I don't know what's behind me. Let me get in the right gear here. We're going to have to go third person to see this light. Yeah, I suppose. I was hammering the brakes. I was like foot to the floor. But it happens. It happens to me. Sure enough, it happens to me. So yeah, yesterday was not a great day for me. I mean, well, I take that back. It was a good day. It was a productive day. But it was also I don't know. I was just kind of, you know. And so I guess this morning when I was half asleep, I was thinking that I would like somehow make amends, you know. What with it being Friday and all, I would make amends for Saturday? Huh? I know, it doesn't make sense. But I've sort of made up for that with Sunday. And I did work out, which I don't typically do on Sunday, but I missed yesterday. So it all works out. Helsinki is, I don't know what Helsinki's like in real life. I was only ever at the airport. Didn't go into town, but Helsinki in truck sim is kind of tricky to get around. You can get lost here. Or at least I can get lost here. So we'll get on the road. And I can see the port. Yeah, I think that's the port like directly in front of us. So we're going to just hop down there. Did we get a green light already? No. So we'll just hop down there and do the crossing. When we get off the boat, I want to see how we're doing on sleep. But I'm pretty sure we'll be able to do this in one episode. So that is that. I don't know. I mean, I went with a new trailer for this trip. I did not go with a new truck. Maybe we'll switch it up next time, because we've been in this truck, what, 3 episodes? 4 maybe? And I'd like to, you know, I'd like to keep it fresh, keep it exciting. But I've got my favorites. Although, to be fair, the only trucks really that I own are my favorites. That's the great thing about truck sims. If you don't like a truck, don't buy it. You don't have to drive it. So that's sort of a, you know, not a misnomer. What do you call it? You know, a thing. To say your favorite truck, they're all my favorite trucks. I'm thinking about the DAF. The MAN, the Madster MAN that we drive, there's a fix for 1.34, but I don't think he's done a new one for 1.34, at least not that I've seen yet. I just checked the SCS soft forum a couple of weeks ago. Don't. I just checked it, no, more recently than that. Maybe a week ago I checked it, and there had been there was still the fix in place, but there was no Madster MAN for 1.34 proper. So, there's always this. I mean, I see a great big arrow with a little ferry boat. What else could that mean? Let's try down here. Let's risk it. So I've thought about driving that. That's a great big truck though. That's 4-axle, a lot of drive wheels. It's very beefy. That's the truck we took to Iceland. So I don't know. I mean, we can drive it. I'm thinking maybe the DAF. Maybe. I'm missing our little Antos, our little Mercedes Antos, but that has not been brought up to 1.34 and does not work too good. I don't even think it was brought up to like 1.32. Honestly, it's sort of a lost mod. It's been abandoned. I feel bad, but what can you do? Right, so when we get off, I'm getting ahead of myself here. When we get off the ferry, I'm going to resynchronize my audio because sometimes this does, you know, when the game's not making any frames, Shadowplay decides to like take it easy, you know, give itself a little downtime, and then when it starts again, it's out of sync with my audio. So you might hear me do a little thing. Not a big deal. All right, neutral. Set the brake. Engine off. Possible travel destinations. South, baby. That's where I want to go. Right there. Estonia. Let me see what you got. There we go. So far, so good. So far, so good. This is actually taking a second. All right. There we go. So, get this going. Get this going. And right here. Right like that. Get rid of that. Here we go. Oh, I got to resynchronize my audio. Hang on. Bub it, please. I know. It's a little behind the scenes stuff. I could probably just mute that audio, but we'll figure it out. Yep, first time in the Beyond the Baltic Sea area. Finally. Months and months it's taken us to get here. Interesting. Okay. Oh. Moment. What's going on there? All right. All right. That was a little dicey. We made it. Now where are we going? Right through here. And how far do we have to go? Let me take a look at the map one more time. About 15 minutes. Okay, cool. We can do this in one episode. Now, again, not getting too far ahead of myself, but where do we want to go after this? I guess we have to like work our way all the way down to Greece. That would make sense. It's a new Pro Mods area that I haven't been to yet. I think it was in the last Pro Mods as well, and I didn't get there for that one either. So I think we're due, right, to go to Greece. Everybody wants to go to Greece, but I don't know. I don't know how different it's going to look from Italy as far as the scenery. I don't, sir. I don't know if they're going to use the same models, you know, which is not the end of the world. But I'm curious how they handle that, or if it's, you know, all custom stuff that the Pro Mods team has made. I also don't know. I never have known whether the people that make these individual areas are from that area, because I know that, like, you've heard the stories about Spain, that a couple of the cities in Spain were built by like one person, and it took a year to do it. Like, they worked for that model, no, the other way, worked on that model for like 1 full year, and that's just one person's work. So I don't know if it's the same for Greece, you know, if the Greek parts of Pro Mods were made by someone who lives in Greece. I don't know. It would make sense, you know, but I don't have any information. I also don't know when Pro Mods USA is coming, and I also don't know if American Truck Simulator is ever going to extend out into Canada and Mexico. I really think it should. I really do. I think that would be fantastic. But I don't know if it's going to be base game. I don't know if it's going to be Pro Mods. Well, I don't know if it's going to happen at all. And if it does, I don't know who's going to do it, whether it's going to be SCS that does it or Pro Mods. Both would work, I think, and both would have advantages. Pro Mods, to this day, man, all the years that I've been on this game, all the years that I've been playing Pro Mods, I do not understand how Pro Mods is able to do what it does. It's just such a massive undertaking, and then they give it away. I don't get it. I'd probably pay more for Pro Mods than I paid for the game. I think I paid $5 for this on sale on Steam. I'd pay that much for every new Pro Mods release, because I pay €1 now for the fast download, but that's really more of a tip for them, you know. That's not for the fast download speed. That's for just a way to yeah, I appreciate what you're doing here, folks. And I think a lot of other people do it for the same reason. But even if it was, you know, €5 for a quick download, I'd pay it. Or if it was €5 for a license key, I'd pay that. Literally for every single release, because there's only a couple of them a year. Pro Mods is worth it. And from that perspective, then I guess you could say it's worth more than the actual game, or I would pay more for it than the actual game. That is kind of different. Although maybe it's not. Maybe it's not, because something like iRacing, you pay $12 a month for the subscription, but I spend probably $30 or $40 a month on cars and tracks. So who knows, man? Software as a service, gaming as a service, it's all this new economic modeling. It's where the world is headed. Right, they're not making their turn. Fantastic. Here we go. I'm liking this so far. It immediately does have a different feel to it. Like, we just came from Helsinki, and it had kind of an old world feel to it, you know. Stockholm is the same way in real life and in the game. It's just got kind of a, you know, it's got that kind of Prague feeling to it. And immediately, you know, we crossed that little inlet, fjord, whatever it was, and this immediately has more of an Eastern European feel. You know, I don't want to say like a communist feel to it, but if you've been around this part of the world, if you've traveled in this part of the country, there's a lot of concrete, a lot of very functional sort of architecture, you know what I mean? Very, very concrete, very Cold War. It's got that look to it. So yeah, I can definitely feel the difference, and I like that. I like that they don't just put up, you know, different signs or something and call it good. That it actually does have a completely different look and feel to it. And you may be able to hear periodically, like there was just a dog barking. I do have the windows wide open, and I'm not in any type of a studio setting by any means. I am, green light? Sure do. I'm not in a studio by any means. I'm not in any type of like sound isolation facility. So you may hear some ambient noise from time to time, and I do apologize, but you know what? We're just doing a real thing here, so that's the way it's going to work out. And I'm not, I hope you understand, I'm not being an ass when I say that. It's not like, you know, take it or leave it, it's nothing like that, but I've always been about the authenticity of my gaming. You know, I've always wanted the channel to be like, this is what it's like when I'm gaming, and this is what it's like. So you do get a little barking dog. Let's take a look from outside. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even those power pylons, you know, things just seem, I don't know, sturdier in Eastern Europe. Is that a good word for it? I think so. This is cool, though. I'm really catching the red lights, though. When I think about what this game was the first time I played it, like as far as what there was for DLC, well, obviously there was base game. Gotta have base game to play the game. And I think there was Going East, and maybe Scandinavia had been released as a DLC. But I want to say that the Scandinavia DLC was... It started with like kind of a small area, like southern Scandinavia, and then in a later patch, they expanded the DLC. Is that right? That I might not know what I'm talking about, but I think you know. But at any rate, there really wasn't a whole lot of content for this game when it first dropped, in much the same way as ATS was a pretty small area when it first dropped, and then it expanded fairly quickly. But to look at it now, even without pro mods, you know, just with all the DLC on there, and oh man, and we get to speculate on what the next DLC is going to be. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? I say Russia. It's got to be. It's either Russia or Spain, you know? I mean, I guess Turkey is a long shot, somewhere down in that area. But I think it's got to be Russia. It does. I also thought ATS was going to release Texas. So what do I know? There we go. There we go. Get past these red lights. This is where the healing starts. Drop the lift axle. And here we go. Oh, look at that. All those trucks lined up. That is fantastic. I love it. I think I might buy a garage down here. We've got, I think we still have close to €1 million. I think I might buy a garage down this way. Because I didn't plan it that way, but they're getting sort of, our garages are getting sort of spread out all over the place. Whoa, I can't win today. That's 2 red lights, 2 tickets. Yeah. All right. So we're buying garages all over, and that wasn't my plan originally, but it's worked out that way, and I'm okay with that. It gives us an opportunity to fast travel without teleporting, and it gives us a place to keep all our trailers, which we have a ton of now. I think we have probably 2 or 3 times more trailers than we have trucks. I don't know if that would typically be the case. And you know what's funny is the trailers in many cases are as expensive as trucks are, which I was not expecting. I thought, you know, a truck is maybe €200,000. I thought a trailer would be like 50,000, you know, and not the case. Trailers are super, super expensive. So it goes, so it goes. What's our speed limit here? 90? Beautiful. All right, let's get out of town, get on the highway, get some work done. And we were going to, what's the town we're going to? Balvi? Balvi. Yeah. I want to, I don't want to bring up the minimap. I want to look for it on signs. You know there are people that do that. Have you seen those maniacs? There are people that play this game online, and they navigate entirely by street signs. They don't use any GPS, no in-dash, nothing. Oh dear. Ooh. Moment, concentrating. Yeah, they are absolutely like the real deal. Oh! go. Grab a gear, grab another gear. There it is. Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that. I guess it would depend on how much you play the game. I have played it a lot. Right now I'm an hour or two a week, but I guess if you played this game the way some people do, you know, 5 or 6 hours a day, maybe you could memorize some of those routes, or if you had a favorite route and knew where the turns were, I don't know. But for me personally, I definitely need the sat nav. Can't live without it. Although I do prefer it. I know some trucks have it in the dash, but I do prefer it up there on the windscreen. Works a little better for me. Right. And I apologize if I'm a little quiet today. I am kind of concentrating. Turn those up. For some reason, this is a little bit, I wouldn't say it's dicey, but this is a little trickier than just a normal sort of point-to-point route is. I'm not sure whether it's me. I mean, I could be a little bit off, but I just feel like I need to be a little bit extra focused today. So, seem to be getting a lot of tiles loading. That's always worrying. Takes me back to the bad old days where we were having those crashes, but I think we're stable. Yeah, frame rate's good. It was just a little pause every now and then while it loads some scenery. All right. This reminds me of Scotland with the twisties. Go. Beautiful. And we should get in. Yeah, it should be right about dark. It's 4:15 right now. 4:15 in the afternoon, so it should be right about dark. Yeah, give or take. That works. So as soon as I'm done with this, I am going to drop it into render. And I'm going to start making myself some dinner. I think I'm going to call it an early night tonight. Like I said, yesterday, Saturday, was just... I got some things done, but I just felt a bit off. Not sick or anything, just like, I don't know. Not quite myself. A little bit of that's carrying over. I tried to make up for yesterday today, but not quite back to 100%. Right. The rain is definitely better. I'm seeing it here and in ATS, the rain is definitely better. Digging that for sure. And it doesn't seem to be beating up the frame rate as badly here as it was in ATS, but there could be some other settings. I try to keep the settings identical for both sims, but I do miss an occasional adjustment. I won't have a slider exactly where it is, same place in both. For the most part. Oh, you know what else could be different is the truck itself, because we do have the Viper. We were in the Viper in ATS, so that could have something to do with it. Right. Okay. So here's an exit for us. I don't see Balvi yet. I'm looking for it on signs. Concentrating. Tell you what, though, this one box on the back is so much less stressful than having the B slider, or worse, like those huge tandems that we hauled a while back around Christmas time. Those like massive tandems that we hauled out of Bergen. Oh, that was stressful. I enjoyed it, but it keeps you on your toes. Right, so we get through here. Here. Yikes. Right, this is definitely keeping me focused. Interesting trip we're taking. Okay. All right. A little bit more twisties. That's okay. Yeah, so far I'm not sure exactly what the ratio is of, you know, as we're looking out here, I'm not sure what the ratio is of Pro Mods to SCS, because I was not in the Beyond the Baltics area without Pro Mods, so I can't really tell you as far as models and textures and various other things, even cities. You know, I've only ever seen it as you're seeing it right now with me. It's the first time I've been in this area, so, you know, as far as content, I can't compare the two. But I know one of the things that I didn't like about some of the Russian mods, I had, it's been a while, it was probably back around like 1.30 in this case, somewhere around there. I had Rust Map, and I never did the Great Step, but I did have Rust Map. I had everything like integrated with Pro Mods and the whole deal. And I never really cared for Russia the way that map maker had put it together. You know, it was a lot of like really dark, bumpy roads with a lot of crazy like drama obstacles and unexpected things happening, or cars being parked like poking out onto the highway. I was never really into that. And this area, I mean, I know we're in the Baltics and not Russia, so there's obviously a difference, I get that. But I feel like this is a lot more, it's just brighter and sort of prettier, more optimistic. You know, and again, I'm assuming that the people that made Rust Map are Russian, and I feel like everybody, you know, if they make a map of their own area, their own part of the world, I feel like people sort of tend to make it almost like an homage. You know, you make it very, very respectful or very whatever. But the Russian parts of the map always seem so like brutal and aggressive and just not fun. You know, not really even very pretty. Whereas this is very, reminds me of like Wisconsin, you know, it's very nice. So this is working for me. So far so good. But as I said, I don't know if what we're seeing right now is all Pro Mods or all SCS, or a little bit of this, a little bit of that, you know. Could be either, could be both, but I like it. I really do. Let's go out here. Boom. There you go. There's your thumbnail. Fantastic. I know you're not beeping at me. I know you're not, because I got a red light. We'll go when we go, sir and or ma'am. You ever do that? You talk to the AI? I do. I know I'm doing it. I'm not immersed. I'm not role-playing. I'm just having a laugh, but I do talk to the AI. Here we go. Beautiful. Man, this has been, we at no point have we really, like, gotten out on the freeway and kind of opened it up. It's been a lot of more slower, like, technical sections, which is totally cool. Doesn't bother me at all. Just making the observation that we're not really, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this in one episode because we're not making great time. I'm also keeping an eye, I've got a frame rate counter up in the corner, and I'm keeping an eye on that. I can see, like, sometimes we drop down to about 45, and then other times we spike upwards pretty dramatically. And I'm curious if we're passing in and out of SCS and ProMods areas. You know, ProMods says in their blog, they say that they've tested and there is no discernible FPS drop when you're in a ProMods part of the map. I don't know if I believe that. And when I say I don't know if I believe that, I guess what I'm saying is I absolutely do not believe that, because you can't tell me that a place like Bilbao, if you've been down there, it's just an absolute FPS killer. You can't tell me that that's not happening, because I can see it happen. I can see it drop, and that is a ProMods area, and there is no part of the SCS base map that I've ever been to with the same settings where I've seen that kind of drop off. So I don't agree with that. I don't agree with ProMods when they say no FPS impact. And it's also curious, like I said, to be watching that meter and seeing it sort of predictably move up and down, and just wondering, like, what that represents as far as what areas we're in or not in. Not a big deal either way. I mean, we've held pretty good for the entire episode, so I'm not complaining, but I do wonder. I do get curious about that stuff. So, right. You know, I don't want to open the minimap to see how far we are, but I think we're getting close. So I think we're speeding just a little bit. Already got 2 tickets in this trip. Man, I would really like to see a mod where those impact what you get paid. And ideally there would be a mod where get enough tickets and it demotes you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've worked your way up to level 35 or whatever, get a couple tickets and it knocks you down to level 34. You've got to work your way back up, right? I think that would be fantastic. It would be, I mean, you can't lose your license in the game, because if you do, there's no way to play it, and there's no way to get it back, obviously. And if you can't drive, you can't earn it back. So I don't think you would ever lose your license. That wouldn't make any sense. Game over, right? Got to start a new profile. Although, how brutal would that be? Get too many tickets, you know, like you get a little ticket meter. Get a ticket, you know, you're at 10%. Get a second ticket, you know what I'm saying? And then after a certain amount of time, you know, they drop off as well. But if you get too many tickets in too short a period of time, your profile ends, quits, you're done. Oh, man, that would be rough. That would be rough. I think it would be rougher for us because we play the game realistically. I know there are some people that really just have a lot of fun with the game, but they don't play it very seriously at all. They just drive and laugh and have a great time. Good for them. Good for them. It's personally not for me, but I totally get that. Man, I'm not even seeing any signs for the town we're going to. I think we got a ways to go. Oh dear, what is this? Okay. I thought I saw it. Yeah, you can see just at the top of the sat-nav, you can see the little circle. But the thing about the circle, the delivery circle, is sometimes it will show it on the GPS, but like it's a perspective thing, and it never gets closer until you actually like get closer. So I don't know if that's like right around the bend here, and we're almost at our delivery, or if that's like still quite a ways away. Hard to say. We'll find out when we go around this bend here. Yes, yes. We we need to sleep also. We're not going to sleep on this trip, obviously. We're going to make our delivery and then sleep. But if our delivery was further away, if we were making a longer trip, we would be planning on sleeping right now. Yeah, there's our delivery right there, not too far. Okay. But still got a little, yeah, this has been a really technical trip as far as like how fast we've been able to go and all the little, you know what I'm saying, crenellations and chicanery and deviltry that we've had to deal with. Interesting. Okay. We still got a few more of them. I have to say, we're not quite there yet. And still no sign. Okay. Alright, so we're good over there. Man. The game is really... game is really kind of stuttering. It's unusual. Hasn't done that for a while. So make another turn. I think I may have been here before. No. This game just all... I play it for enough years and it all starts to look the same. I thought we had been here before. I thought I had been here before. But... there's a sign. 43 kilometers. Okay, that's not long at all. Just a couple minutes. Get through here. Okay. Oh, this has not been the best episode. I'm debating even posting this. I'm not sure what you do for something like that. I mean, we were in the traffic circle and they were not in the traffic circle. I don't know how we would ever not have the right of way there. I mean, it's just a bug in the AI. It's not that big a deal. I don't think. I mean, if you know Latvian or Estonian traffic laws, as far as I know, if you're in the traffic circle, they yield to you. Or they're supposed to. So, I don't know. Although I do like the new model with the own trailers, where your truck can take damage, your trailer can take damage, but not the cargo. But yeah, this has not been the best episode. Jesus. Okay. It looked like, I'll check on the replay, but it looked like the car that had hit the truck as we were passing it hit it again. All right. So, here's our town. Thankfully, finally getting our delivery made. Man, if we're late too, I think that warning was, it's going to be right on the line as to whether or not we're late. We might be late too. I'm going to be super careful here because I don't need any more drama. You know what I'm saying? This has been... And Jesus, everything is going wrong today. And the frame rate. Okay. So, stuttering, frame rate, tickets, and damage. Is there anything else? Whew. Here we go. I can see it. We're there. And we are definitely not backing this in. This is going to be a skip the delivery if ever there was one. It's going to be this one. Right. Now I just need nothing catastrophic to happen between here and there. There's our city, and here is our turn. Perfect timing, right? Is that it? That's it. And then from there, where do we go? I'm going to look while this traffic passes. Oh yeah, it's that one. Yeah, I'm just gonna take it back there and skip the delivery because I'm a bit no mood for backing up right now. Alright. So let's do that. Okay, we did get there on time. And we did make it with no damage. Okay, and we got a few points. Whew. Man, it was one of those episodes, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out The Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of European Truck Simulator. I will see you next time. Take care.